She's very cute. I've done some shows with her all around New York. Give it up for Fran Sisco!
Thanks, Scott. Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. Oh, my God, Steve. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. You dress up, too?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I love being transgender. I really love it. My wife hates it. You know, about being transgender, some people don't understand it. You know, like why? You know, why do it? It really makes me feel young. And because I'm getting older, I love to feel young and I love to be called Miss. So, let me give you an example. I'm at CVS. You know how they have the cashiers up at the counter and then they call you, you stand online? I'm not paying attention, I'm doing my emails. She calls, Miss, Miss, Miss. Guy behind says to me, whispers in my ear, and says, Miss, they're calling you. I said, oh my God, to myself, oh, this is great. He thinks I'm a young girl. The cashier thinks I'm a young girl. The whole store thinks I'm a young girl. I'm so excited. I run up to the counter. I'm like in heaven. And then she looks at me and she says, she sees the wrinkles on my face and everything. And she says, CVS card, ma'am. Ooh, so I felt so, it threw me way out. It threw me back into my male voice. And I said, here you go. So I went from the heaven of Miss to the purgatory of ma'am to the hell of sir. And all in 3 minutes. But at least the computer knew that I was a girl. Because when she gave me the receipt, it said $2 off feminine hygiene product. Not only did the computer know that I was a female, but that I was young enough to have a menstrual cycle. You know, you're such a good crowd, and you seem to be very understanding, you know, about us that may be a little bit different. I happen to be Italian also, like Steve. A little bit different, maybe. I was like that maybe 20 years ago, and I sort of simmered down a little bit. And what simmered me down was putting on a dress and stuff. So that's how I dealt with stress. You know, whenever I felt stress, I would put on a dress. You know, but it got expensive. Now what I do when I feel stressed, I just double up on the eyeliner. You know, being like living in this combination stage, sort of. One thing about being an Italian and being transgender is that many people in my family don't accept it. Some do, some don't. But I love being Italian so much that even if I transition all the way to girl, I'm not giving up my braciole. I like this braciole. It comes in handy, or maybe I should say it comes in hand. You know, one thing about being a transitioning person, it's like a journey, you know, going from a worm to a chrysalis, like in a cocoon, to a frenetic moth, into a graceful, beautiful butterfly someday. Right now, I'm more in a combination stage, mostly frenetic moth. As a butterfly, one wing is bigger than the other. It's ripped. I got some color, like some tear on this side, and I got a little bit of a worm left. You know, my family is really doing pretty well with it. My daughter Kelly, who's in the audience, give her a round of applause. She's doing really fine. You know, she was with me at CVS helping me get shoes.
CVS?
CVS? That's great. When you get a heckler like that, that's your own daughter. No, right. I was at Marshall's. Right. CVS doesn't sell shoes yet. They will. They will. They will. They'll like, you know, they'll take Manila Blahnik and then they'll make it into the CVS version for $4.99, you know? Talking about Manolo Blahnik. Am I pronouncing that right, girls? Sometimes when I see one of the things I love are sexy, good-looking girls like you. And what happens is that part of me looks at them like, wow, because I'm still attracted to girls. Part of me looks at them like that, and the other part of them looks at them like, wow, I love your Manilows. I'm sort of like twisted on that. But anyway, getting back to my family. My daughter Kelly is very understanding. She's helping me at Marshall's one day get wide shoes because it's, these feet are a little bit wider. Marshall's has this great selection. She's in the back of the store. They don't know we're together. We went in. She ran ahead. There's no one there but 3 sales girls. And she yells out because she found him. She found my shoes. And I, of course, want to come across only as a female, a cute female. She yells out, Dad! 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 I got so, mortified, I was like, oh, they're gonna know. They're gonna know that I'm a guy. Wow. So I got so embarrassed. One of them actually came up to me. She saw I was beet red. And she came up to me. She says, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Here at Marshall's, everything is irregular. Thank you. We gotta take this group travel. We'll travel around from show to show. You're really a wonderful group. Some of the things.
Your great legs.
Legs. Oh, thank you for noticing them. Thank you for noticing them. They sort of like this leg. Sort of makes up for this nose, and this leg makes up for, maybe the posture. I don't know. I'm trying. Am I doing all right as a girl? Some people tell me to be more feminine. You touch yourself. Like, let me show you what I'm talking about. Can you hold this a second? I don't mean touch yourself like a guy, like brazenly. I mean, in a feminine way, one thing you do is, it's simple. You just get your bra strap and you pull it down. Because guess what? Guys don't do that. They don't wear bras, right? So you do that. Another thing you do is you go like this with your hair. I don't know, something about going like this. By the way, I'm sorry about tonight. I didn't mean to have frizzy hair tonight. I tried everything not to have frizzy hair, and of course I have frizzy hair, so I apologize for that. I know you girls are really, you face that dilemma all the time, and I'm dealing with that now. But I always fall back, not always, but sometimes I fall back into being a guy. Sometimes when it's convenient. I'm on the plane. You know how those bathrooms are really tight? You got to reach behind you to do the latch and everything. So I did that, and now I look down. I see the toilet bowl. I know I have a dress on like this. I know I have to put paper on the toilet bowl. I got to turn around. I got to pull things down. Everything. I said, you know what? Who's gonna know? My time is almost up. Another real quick one about being a girl is to do things like a girl would do them, right? Guys are messy, I'm sorry, most guys, at least I was as a guy. Girls are not. Let's say a crumb drops on the floor. When I was a guy, and if something dropped on the floor, and if it was a black and white tile floor, I would just kick it over to the black tile, if it was dark. So anyway, little piece of toast falls on the floor. I said, you know what, I'm not going to kick it on the black tile. This time I'm going to do it like a girl does it. Wet my finger. I'm going down for the crumb. I go down, very dainty like this, sort of. I get the crumb. Sometimes you could do it even without even looking at it when you're so good. I get it in my hand like a girl would do it. I'm heading over to the garbage pail to put it in. And then I look at it and I say, you know what? It's a perfectly good piece of bread. And so I just eat it like a guy would. All right, well, thank you very much. I'm Fran Sisco. Thank you. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful. My transition's going to go very smoothly. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Give it up! Come on, let's hear it, Francisco! All right.